Okay, so this is OET Writing. It's the second class, and what we're going to do today is review quickly, then we're going to look at choosing case notes and also summarizing. These are very, very important aspects to OET Writing, and we're going to get into it today. So first thing is, can everyone see my document here? Does everyone see this here?
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to start with Julie, or if we could speak to Marwa, please. Could you say hello?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, morning. Okay, so we're going to review yesterday. Tell me about what did we study yesterday?
We study about the anatomy of the letter.
Yeah, we did a sort of anatomy of a letter. Good. And let's here. Let me just draw one. You tell me what's happening. So let's say this is a letter here. Okay. Put this in the black. What is the first thing at the top left we have in a letter? You two. What's this?
The address.
Is this the address, guys? What do we see? It would be the
date.
Okay.
Date.
And Amelia, can you say hello? So
Yes, I'm here.
What's this now?
Is the address.
The address. What about Kim or Aliona? Anna? What's next? What's this one? What's this? Anyone? We have the date.
Quotation. Salutation.
Say that again one more time.
Date, address, reference. Then address.
We've got the address, and then we have what's next? What's this thing just below here?
Salutation. Regarding.
Salutation.
Salutation, sir, madam.
It can sometimes be the salutation as well. Okay, so this is what we're getting confused with. Sometimes the salutation, oops, and the regarding line, it doesn't really matter. We can move them, okay? So let's call this salutation. What does salutation mean, guys? What does that mean, salutation?
Say hello.
So, dear
sir, madam.
To be polite.
Or with the name.
It's saying hello, okay? So yesterday we looked at the layout of the letter. We looked at the salutation, we looked at the regarding line, we looked at the address, we looked at the date. We also looked at what's at the bottom, guys. Does anyone remember from yesterday what we call this?
Signature.
Sign off.
Sign off line.
I called it the sign-off. You
Sign off.
call it the signature as well, the sign-off. Now let's think about the date. Can I move the date? Is it okay underneath the address?
Yes.
Yes.
It can go in both places, okay? The RE line, the regarding line, is it okay below here? Below the salutation? Yes. Okay. It doesn't really matter. You can have both. Both are acceptable, okay? Now, Carmen, what is paragraph 1 of your letter always?
Introduction.
Introduction. So, Carmen, tell me about the introduction from yesterday. What do you remember?
What I write in my letter.
Yeah, it's paragraph 1. You write it in your letter. What do we need to have in the introduction?
The purpose of the letter.
Is she right, guys? Purpose.
Yes.
Purpose must be in the letter. Give examples of purpose, guys. What do we need to say? Can anyone
Care and management, for example.
Monitoring.
Monitoring, care. What else? Everyone. Monitor. Assessment. What else?
Education.
Treatment.
It could be treat. It could be educate. It could be many things. Fantastic. This is very, very important to be in the introduction paragraph. We must have it. Is that clear, guys? Must be in the introduction. According to OET, not me. According to OET. Okay.
But yesterday I had a bit of difficulties finding out the purpose of the letter. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, sometimes, usually, it's in the task at the bottom, but not always. Sometimes you'll have to search for it and read everything. It's not always that totally clear. That's why I'm saying make sure you get it, okay? The writing test is also a reading test. Does that make sense? The writing test is also a reading test. You must find the purpose, okay? The purpose is the task of the reader. It will be there, Carmen. It must be. Otherwise, we cannot choose case notes, okay? We cannot write the letter without the purpose, really. Okay, what's the final paragraph called, guys? What's the final paragraph?
Request.
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 Request. And I'm going to ask for Julie, if you're there, or Kim. Tell me about the request paragraph, please. What's this? What is it?
So, in request paragraph, we are going to expand the purpose.
Yeah. So what does that mean to expand the purpose? What do you mean?
We are going to tell the reader what to do.
So we're going to tell the reader what to do. Is this right, guys?
Yeah.
Expand the purpose is tell reader what to do. What does it mean, expand the purpose? Can anyone help me? What does it mean exactly?
Giving detail.
To explain in
Giving
details.
details. Who said that?
Detail.
Giving details.
Me.
Yeah, guys, we're going to give details, okay? So care and support. For example, care and support here, guys, you can see here care. Details might be, for example, what details would be from care? What details from care? You could say
Wound care.
wound, monitor, advice. What else is caring? What do nurses do when they care? Check.
Medication.
Medication. What else, guys, do you do when you're caring for someone? Maybe monitor wound, maybe advise, maybe
Home visit, supporting activity, daily living.
there's so many things. This would be
Assisting.
Sorry, yes, go on.
Assisting.
Assisting, yeah, all of these things. This would be, guys, expanding the purpose, saying more. Usually nurses will have something called a discharge plan. Usually the expanding is from the discharge, but not always. Not always. Okay. All right, this is from yesterday. Finally, what goes inside? This is like a sandwich. What goes inside the sandwich? Anna, Ghoul, Veronica. What paragraphs should I put inside my
Timeline.
Well,
Timeline. Current condition.
wait a second. Does it change or is it always the same?
Could be changed. You can put it.
It can be changed.
It's going to change, guys. It depends
Yes.
on, what does it depend on? Everyone, what is
It's
it?
on the task.
Depends on the task. Depends on the,
Backgrounds.
well, depends on the reader. Right?
What the reader needs to do.
Exactly. So sometimes background, sometimes no background. Sometimes we can talk about the timeline, the sequence of events. Sometimes you don't need to. Sometimes there's only one day, right? Could be one day only. Sometimes we talk about medication paragraph. Possible. What's the other type of paragraph we talked about yesterday? Timeline, background, medication, and
Current condition paragraph.
condition. Sometimes it can be current condition. One more as well. Can be current condition.
Appointment. Appointment.
I've been teaching OET a long time. Usually you have timeline, background, current condition, medication, or appointments. Usually those are the ones you use. But you can have anything and you can move them around. It depends on the reader. Everything is about the reader and the reader's task. Okay. What do I mean by task? Last thing before we move on today. What is task? What does that mean?
What
What
we need to do. What reader
action.
needs to do.
The action, the thing they will do. And guys, this is the most important thing. And you will see today, again, today we will talk about this. This thing is the most important thing, always in the letter, okay? Are letter types important? Are letter types important?
Yes.
What I
You mean if it's
by-
urgent or not?
Well, we have discharge, we have urgent, yeah, we have transfer, we have referral. Are these important?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to say no. I know it's crazy, but no. You don't need to think about that really. You only
But this-
need to think about the reader and the task. Okay? Again, trust me, I've been teaching OET a long time. Letter types, I find that confuses nurses and doctors, everyone. They get stressed and they get confused when they think about letter types. You don't need it. You only need the reader and the task. Who's the reader? What's the task? Okay. Now, I'll take some questions and we're going to move on today to talk about choosing case notes. But let's take some questions. Pew, yes, go on.
Yeah, I wrote it in the chat box, Alain, in like the format of date. These three formats are correct or incorrect?
You can say, yeah, they're a bit incorrect, those, okay? The DOB one is okay, but the age one is wrong, okay? We can talk about that soon if you want. I'll talk about that next week when we do the writing week. I'll show you some examples.
Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes, go on.
Is it possible to write a letter to two people? I mean, to two doctors or something like that? Or how you do it in this situation?
You know what? It could, I've never seen that, but I don't want to say no, right? You might have a strange situation, okay? You always have to be ready for that. This way of writing, it's very flexible because you can change what goes here. Okay, Carmen, so you can be flexible here. You can deal with any two readers, whatever. But I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Because here it says, for example, given in the case notes, write a discharge letter to Dr. Hindley, Mrs. Jones' family doctor, and address the letter to Dr. Sarah Hindley. So
that would be the same person. Yeah, that would be the same. Okay.
oh, he's just using the
Yeah, the first name. Yeah, absolutely.
oh, sorry, I was right. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, now, guys, so we've talked about the anatomy of a letter. This is the anatomy of a letter. What I want to talk now is what goes inside your paragraphs. Does that make sense? What goes inside this? What goes inside this? What goes inside this? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking, of course,
Feeling.
about case notes, right? We put case notes inside our paragraphs. Everyone agree? The case notes go inside here, right? But the question is, well, do we put all the case notes in the letter?
No.
No, we summarize them.
Well, exactly. The answer is no. So, well, firstly, we choose them. So I want to talk about that now, guys. How do we choose the correct? Okay, how do we choose the correct case notes?
We must find out which is relevant and which is appropriate.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna show you from the very beginning how to choose. Okay, but yes, relevant, Carmen. Okay, so first thing is, I'm going to show you something called a criteria. What is a criteria? Can anyone tell me what is a criteria? What does that mean?
It's the scoring system of OET.
So Carmen says scoring system of OET. Do you agree, Pew, Priyanka, Angela?
Yes.
Scoring system of OET.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at the scoring system of OET. Okay, this is how you will get your. What score do you need, guys? You nurses in the UK.
C+.
C plus, exactly. Okay, so here's the scoring system. Anyone here need B? Is anyone applying in Australia or some other places. I think some other countries require B. Okay. Anyway, this is the scoring system. You get your grades from this. Okay. Now I want to ask Gracie, welcome Gracie, or Shara. Can you say hello?
Hi, sir.
Hello. What are the categories here? Can you read this? What does this say?
Purpose.
And then we have
Content.
content. And then you guys read it. Then we have
Conciseness and clarity.
good. This one,
Yeah.
Gender,
everyone. Genre,
organization
Organization and
Organization and layout.
language.
Language. Language.
So there, how many categories are there where they're scoring?
Six.
Right? There's 6 categories where they're giving you a numerical score. They'll give you a number for each category. Okay? Language, this is grammar. You can score maximum 6.
7.
Sorry, 7, yeah, crazy. 7, I just did a 7. So maximum 7 here. Organization and layout. Well, that is here, okay? We studied that yesterday, all right? That is here. You can score maximum 7 for this. Genre and style. This is like the style of your writing, the style of it, okay? Again, maximum 7. Conciseness and clarity, maximum 7. Content, maximum 7, okay? What about purpose? What's the maximum score for purpose? Everyone.
3.
3.
That's interesting, isn't it? And if you make a mistake with purpose, what happens?
Going down 2.
You go down to 2, all right? Let's have a quick read of this. What does it say? Purpose of document is immediately apparent. What does purpose mean? Marwa, Mustafa, what do we mean by purpose?
The reader's task.
Just the people I say, Carmen, if it's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Otherwise, you're just answering everyone's questions. Mustafa, do you agree with Carmen?
Yeah, I agree.
So one more time, what is the purpose?
Why am I writing this letter?
The reader's task.
Yeah.
And what does this mean, Mustafa? Immediately. What does that mean? Anyone? What does it
Clear.
In the introduction,
Clear.
immediately is quickly, very
You
fast.
get the attention of the reader.
So where should I put my purpose?
in the introduction.
Introduction.
That's why we're saying this. Okay, your purpose in your introduction, because OET say in the scoring system it must be immediately clear. Okay. Notice as well, Mustafa, what does it say here as well? It says sufficiently expanded. Right? Mustafa, what does
Yeah.
expanded mean? What does that mean, expanded?
It's not too long.
Not too long. That's not what expanded mean, guys. What does expanded mean, everyone? What does it mean, expand? Expand is to give the details, right? Expand equals give details.
Developed.
So you're going to give the details in your final paragraph. Okay, this is what I already said this. Sorry about my spelling. Okay. Now, is this choosing case notes? Yeah, kind of. It is relevant. But, okay, this is just one case note. We must find the purpose of the letter. That's one case note. Okay. What is the category? Is there another category? Kim or Kimsi, Marwa, Priyanka? Is there another category when we're choosing case notes? Is there another category that is it?
We need to know what reader wants to know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you choose your case notes, where will you score? You will score in purpose. Is there any other one where you can score by choosing correct case notes? Understand? Can anyone help her? She doesn't know. What is the other category? where it talks about choosing case notes?
Conciseness
Organization
and
layout.
clarity.
Content.
Where do they talk? Who said content? Who said that?
Yes,
Julie,
sir, it's me, Julie.
what does content mean? What does it mean, guys, the word content? Content?
What is included?
It is
What
is
new words are included?
inside. Yeah, what is inside, right? What is inside? That is the content, right? Does that make sense, guys? That's what it means. Inside. So think about it like this. What is inside your paragraph? This is the content. Does that make sense? Content. And we need to choose correctly. So let's read what OET say about this. I'm going to ask for Mariama. Can you read this to us? What does it say here? Mariama, if you're not available by Google, go on. Mariama, can you just read? Content is
appropriate to intended reader and addresses what is needed to continue care. Key information is included. No important details missing. Content from case note is accurately represented.
Does that make sense, guys? Is this clear? Let's go through it, okay? Let's go through this in more detail. Let me make this more simple for you, okay? I will make this more simple. We need to look for keywords. Number one keyword here is appropriate. This is what I always say, right? Appropriate. And another very, very important keyword here is
Needed.
okay. So your content can be appropriate or it can be needed. Does that make sense, guys? What does appropriate mean? Carmen, what does that mean to you?
It's not that important, but still it's it still helps you to know what to do. I don't know, it's helpful.
Yeah, I would agree. Guys, appropriate is helpful, is useful. Anything else?
Good to know for the reader.
Please needed.
It's not needed. That's different. I want to say that these are different things, okay?
Essential.
Well, needed is essential. I'm going to put it here, guys. Needed equals essential, okay? Appropriate is not the same as needed. They are two different things, okay? Appropriate means helpful, useful, the reader might want it. Reader might. What does might mean?
Maybe.
Possible.
Maybe wants it, right? Essential, needed. What else?
Relevant.
Crucial.
Crucial.
Vital.
What else?
Important.
Really, really important, okay? Now, you said relevant, Carmen. You said relevant?
Yeah.
Both of them. Relevant equals both. Does that make sense? This is my key point, guys. When we're choosing case notes, we can choose needed case notes, and there's also appropriate case notes. They are different things. Does that make sense? Why are they different? Does anyone know? Why are they different? Look at this might. Do I need to have all of this appropriate case notes?
No.
Only some of this is in letter, okay? Only some. You don't need all of this. You don't have time for every single piece of maybe needed information. You don't have time. What about needed though? Carmen, should I have all of this or only some of this? What do you all think?
Depends. I think only what is
All of
related
this.
to the patient's condition, maybe, or
No, you got to have all of this in the letter, okay? It's crucial, Carmen. It's vital. Someone might die without it, or some big problem might happen. Does that make sense, guys? So when we're choosing case notes, we need all of the needed, but only some of what is appropriate, okay? Let me give you an example of this, easy example. I'm making coffee, okay? I'm making coffee. What is needed to make coffee? Absolutely crucial, must have it, we need it.
water and coffee beans.
Water,
coffee,
beans. We can say ground beans, right? We need to... Anything else for coffee needed?
Filter.
Can I do it without? Like Turkish coffee? I can do it without, okay? What's appropriate in a coffee?
Sugar.
milk.
Now, do you need
Sugar.
sugar? Does everyone have sugar?
No.
No, it's just appropriate, isn't it? Milk. Some people love to have
Milk.
cream in coffee.
Cream.
Ice, right? Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference here? You
Yeah.
don't need these, but they're good, right? Okay, what about this? I always use the same example. Chili sauce. Should I put that in coffee?
No.
No.
I would say that's irrelevant. Does that make sense? Irrelevant. Chili sauce in coffee. What should you never put in coffee? Curry powder, right? An OET letter is the same. That's how you need to think about this. When you're choosing your case notes, it's the same thing. You're choosing what is appropriate and what is needed. You are not choosing what is totally irrelevant. Okay? Remember, you need some of these, but you need all of these. Okay? Can I give you an example? I'm going to show you an example, and you tell me.
Yes.
Okay? So let's have an OET example now. Here's the OET example. All right? You tell me. This should be easy now. When you understand this, it's actually very easy to choose case notes. Okay? It's not hard. Let me show you. So let's imagine, guys, the reader is a nurse. Okay? And the task is to visit a house and monitor medication. Okay? Do I need to include the dosage in my letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is it because it is needed or is it because it is appropriate?
It's needed.
Does everyone agree that dosage would be needed, right? So this would be, okay, so yes, correct. What about this though? The patient is depressed. Is that needed or appropriate?
It's appropriate.
I would say it's appropriate. So should I put it in my letter? Yes, put it in, right? It's relevant. It is relevant. Why is it relevant? Why is it relevant? Why should we put it in?
Because we're visiting the patient home. So
Maybe
this
it might be
condition.
helpful. Yeah, maybe it might be helpful for the visit. Exactly, right? Does that make sense, guys? Okay, what about this then? I might say something like 10 years ago, retired.
Irrelevant.
It's not needed.
Usually that would be not needed. Sometimes people say, oh, that's appropriate, right? So guys, this one here is flexible. What does that mean? Flexible.
Can use or not.
Some people put it in, some people don't. Some people say, oh, it's important that he's retired because it's a home visit and I should know retirement. But for me, I think that's probably irrelevant. Do you agree? We have the DOB, we know the age. So I would say that's irrelevant. Does this make sense? Do you want another example? Let's do another example, okay? You're writing to an eye specialist now. And the task is to diagnose. Patient has blurry